Henry Austin Chapin was born in Franklin County, Massachusetts on October 5, 1813. As a young boy, Henry's family moved to Ohio, where he grew up. While in Ohio, Henry met Ruby Nooney and the two married in March of 1836. Ruby was born in Ohio on August 28, 1815. The Chapins moved to southwest Michigan shortly after marrying, settling first in Niles before moving to Edwardsburg, where Henry owned and operated a general store. In 1846, the Chapins moved back to Niles. The family had 4 children: Sarah, Carrie, Charles, and Henry. Charles was the only child to outlive his parents. Henry Chapin was involved in several business enterprises in the Niles area. He was a partner in a general store located on Main Street in downtown Niles. In the early 1870s, he also went into the insurance business, partnering with his son Charles. Those early business enterprises were not, however, what made the Chapins wealthy. Most of their wealth came after Henry acquired land in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Shortly after acquiring the land, a group approached Henry asking if they could survey the area to see if there was potential for iron ore mining. Henry allowed it, the survey was successful, and the Chapin mine opened in the 1870s. Henry leased the land to the mining company and reaped the profits. The mine produced continuously from 1880 until 1934. In 1882, Henry and Ruby Chapin built their magnificent home on the corner of Main and Fifth Streets. Designed by Wheelock and Clay architects out of Chicago, the home features colorful stained glass windows, beveled mirrors, impressive brass chandeliers, beautiful hand-carved woodwork, and 9 fireplaces. It is a stunning example of the American aesthetic style. The Chapins lived in the home for approximately 20 years. Henry died in 1898 and Ruby died in 1902. Ownership of the home then passed to their son Charles. His family lived in Chicago at the time and stayed at the mansion when they were in town. In 1932, the surviving grandchildren of Henry and Ruby gifted the home to the city of Niles under a stipulation that it must be used as a public building. From 1933 until 2012, the Chapin Mansion served as City Hall. City Hall relocated to their current building in 2012, and today the Chapin Mansion is part of the Niles History Center, along with the Fort St. Joseph Museum, located in the former carriage house of the home. Charles Chapin was born in Edwardsburg in February of 1845. He graduated from Niles High School and later worked with his father in the real estate and insurance business. Charles Chapin was also involved in a number of his own business enterprises. He was principal owner of several electric plants along the St. Joseph River, including at Berrien Springs, Buchanan, Niles, and South Bend. He also owned several mills and paper companies in the area. In the early 1870s, Charles married Emily Coolidge, and the couple had 8 children. Charles Chapin died on October 22, 1913. Emily Coolidge Chapin was born in Edwardsburg in 1849. She was one of the daughters of Judge Henry Coolidge and Sarah Meade Coolidge. Emily attended the Niles schools and she graduated from the Kalamazoo Seminary in 1869. She specialized in the study of vocal and instrumental music. In the local community, Emily was a member of the Ladies' Reading Club and active in a number of musical and other social groups. After the family moved to Chicago in the late 1800s, Emily was involved with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and the Chicago Civic Opera. In 1914, she donated $70,000 for construction of a new building now called the Chapin Hall Center for Children at the University of Chicago. Charles and Emily also donated funds for the building of new Presbyterian churches in Niles and Edwardsburg. Emily Chapin died in Pasadena, California on March 21, 1925. The Chapin family are all buried at Silverbrook Cemetery in the city section.